Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews Battle Report. It's been a while.
It has been a little bit of time, hasn't it?
Yeah, and we're doing Age of Sigmar today.
Yeah, so we've not done an Age of Sigmar one on the channel before, so we're kicking off the brand new year, 2019, for Battle Report, and it's set in the Mortal Realms.
Yes, so we are in the Realm of Shadow, and we are doing Starstrike.
We are, so it's basically random objective drops, aren't they? Down
Yeah,
the centre of the board.
turns 2 and 3, some will drop down, and then see if we can get them.
Yeah. We're playing in the Realm of Shadows. We've already rolled on the Realmscape, and unfortunately for me, the maximum range of spells is 6 inches.
And attacks, so it affects ranged abilities as well.
Yeah.
Not that mine are very long.
But I'm more concerned about not getting cursed years off.
So speaking of cursed years, what army are you using, Dave?
So I'm using Legions of Nagash. To be more specific, Legions of Sacrament. Not used these before, I usually use Grand Hosts and Nagash, but no Nagash in this army list.
No.
So I figured, +1 to cast, and a chance of bringing back my units when I destroy enemy units. Although I was hoping I'd be able to cast more spells.
Yeah, well, I'm using Tamurkhan's Horde. It was only 1,500 points as well, it's worth pointing out.
Yep.
So quite a small force, really. Can't get all the toys that we want in it.
No.
But should be some fun. So we'll jump over to the armies and show you what we've got. So here is 1,500 points of Tamurkhan's Horde. Now, if you've not come across these before, they're like a variant Nurgle list. So they get all the normal Nurgle abilities. In addition to that, they get some funky ones as well.
They do.
So they have a penalty to running and charging for the enemy side, which is pretty cool. They also have to take a specific artifact as well.
Yeah.
So that is going to be the flask, which is on my Herald of Nurgle there. The other HQ choices I've got is Khazik the Befouled, and the big fella himself, who's hoping to chop off Arkan the Black's head.
Well, we'll see about that.
For battle line, I've got a big block of Plague Bearers, nice and reliable, sit on objectives, you'll never shift them.
Nope.
A unit of 3 Plague Toads, they're not the greatest, but they can fly and they're quick, and they're awesome models, which, rule of cool. And the last battle line is 3 Plague Ogres. These guys are pretty good, probably better in bigger units, but hopefully they can mess up some undead. And then my final unit is a unit of Plague Trolls. Now these guys have got a ranged ability with a bit of rend and damage, so hoping they can snipe out some guys. And that is the Tamurkhan Horde's force. We also have 3 Nurglings hidden back here. They will be popping up, hopefully behind enemy lines, to do shenanigans and generate some contagion points. And had some points left, so I've also taken an Ether Void Pendulum for being annoying and throwing objectives, really. And that is my army.
So it's 1,500 points of almost Forge World goodness there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of plastic GW kits, but I've fought this army quite a few times. They're always fun to fight against, so this should be good for the viewers. Okay, here are the Legions of Nagash, or Legions of Sacrament to be precise, 1,500 points. Well, actually, just shy of that. I've left 50 points for an extra command point, for some strategic resummoning of stuff that is inevitably gonna die.
It sounds like strategic shenanigans to me.
So starting with my general, it is Arkan the Black himself. He's going to know Overwhelming Dread, as well as his normal spell, Curse of Years, which I am hoping to get off. I have, obviously, as we spoke about in the intro, we've only got a 6-inch range for spells in this, so it might be a bit difficult to cast, but I'm sure he'll get a shot at it. My other leaders are a White King with Bale Sword and Shield, and we also have a Guardian of Souls with a Nightmare Lantern. Worth noting, actually, I do have a relic on the White King. It's an ethereal amulet because my army comes from Shaiish. So basically, he's almost like a Nighthawk model. Awesome. He ignores any rend. Free battle line, we've got 10 Graveguard. We've got 20 Skeleton Warriors. And we have 20 Chain Rasps. These guys have always done really well, especially combined with the Guardian of Souls. So I hope they keep that trend up in this battle. We also have reinforcements from Matt, and 5 Hex Wraiths I've borrowed for this battle. They've been pretty handy, pretty quick. And then to finish off, At the back there, we have 2 Morghast Archies. Is it Archies? Archies. They're the guys that bounce off mortal wounds. So they're not as quick as the Harbingers when it comes to charging, but they do hit hard and they've got a bit more armour. So like I say, I've got an additional command point, so I'll be starting the game with 1 command point, and we'll see how these get on against Tamurkhan's Horde.
So we are deployed. We've got grave sites put down from the undead. There, and there, next to the Feculent Gnarlmaw. Now, the Tamurkhan's Horde forces, we've got some Plague Ogres leading, with Tamurkhan hiding behind, Kha'Zix the Befouled nearby, a big block of Plague Bearers in the middle. We've got the Plague Trolls just hiding in the ruins, and then just hidden within 6 inches of the board edge here, just some frogs, just chilling out. The Nurglings are investing some scenery piece, so they will come down within at the end of my first movement phase. And the Cycle of Corruption is on Plague of Misery. So reroll battle shock tests of 1 for enemy units, excluding Nurgle units. So how about the undead, Dave? What have we got?
We've got over here my contingent of Ghoulie Ghosts. So we've got a unit of 20 Chain Rasp with the Guardian of Souls just behind.
Awesome.
We've got the unit of Grave Guard in the centre here, backed up with the Morghast, the White King, the 20 Skeletons, Archon the Black.
Yep.
We don't know where the objectives are yet, so it's kind of a hard deployment. And then a unit of Hex Wraiths just sitting back, again within 6 inches of the board edge. Ready for battle.
Awesome, so it's all looking pretty good. I won the deployment, so I'm going to let you have the first turn.
Oh, he is indeed. Right, let's get this game going.
So we are on to movement phase turn 1.
I've already gone and spent a command point to move my Morghast. Now we're playing in the Realm of Shadows. There is an ability where you can come off your board edge and come on a different one as long as you're outside of 9 inches of the enemy and you are fully within 6 inches of the board edge you've come off. So that's what I've done with these guys. Matt's only got his Plague Toads over here. We don't know where the objectives are going to fall yet, so I'm hoping I can deal with these and that's 1 unit dead. That's my plan.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Well,
the rest of my movement has been quite reserved. These guys haven't moved at all. The Graveguard and Skeletons, the White King and Archon have just slightly nudged forward.
Okay.
I am a little bit worried about you charging past this tree. You know, I've just got to take gambles, haven't I? And the Hex Wraiths have scooted round this terrain feature, again getting ready for any possible objectives that may appear on this tile. A very reserved turn 1. Unfortunately, because of the Realmscape ability where we have a 6-inch maximum range, I can't cast any offensive spells. I don't have any defensive spells either, so that, Matt, is I've got no shooting either. Okay, so we're moving straight to the charge phase as there's no shooting in my army. My Morghasts are going to declare a charge on your Plague Toads.
So they're 9 inches away. It is -1 to charges for Tamurkhan's Horde, though. So you need a 10 to make this.
Exactly.
And that is a 10.
Yeah, exactly what I needed. So they are now in combat with your Plague Toads. Okay, so the Morghasts are in combat with the Plague Toads. I'm hoping to potentially kill the unit straight off turn 1. Boom, that's how it's done.
Okay, let's do this then.
3 attacks each. We're looking for freeze.
Oh, there's a few misses there.
That's fine. So 4 have got through. I'm looking for freeze to wound.
Ooh.
That's not so great.
How much? Now that's -2 rend.
Yeah.
So I won't get a save against them, unfortunately, because they haven't got disgustingly resilience.
So that is 6 points of damage for you, Matt.
So that kills 1 toad and does 2 damage on another one. So time for the Plague Toads to attack. This guy can't actually pile in anywhere because he's touching both of them. This guy will pile in there. They get 2 attacks each, so we've only got 4 attacks. So we will see what they can do. They are hitting on 4s and wounding on 4s. And they did absolutely nothing.
Ooh, ouch.
Now, they're bravery 10, so they can't fail battle shock. So I believe that is the end of your first turn.
It is a very quick turn. Let's see what Tamurkhan's Horde can do in their turn 1.
So on to Tamurkhan's Horde turn 1 hero phase. First of all, I get some contagion points. So I'll get 3 for having models in my deployment zone. Unfortunately, because these Marghasts have shown up, I don't get the +1, so it's just the 3. What I do get, however, is D3 for the Feculent Armor. Just 1. So 4 contagion points this turn. That's not the end of the world. Hopefully be able to do something with them next turn. Now, I've got 1 command point. I think I'm going to sit in on it for now, just in case. I was umming and ahhing about teleporting those toads out. I think they'll just sit and hold up those Morghasts for another turn. Going to cast some spells though. Going to put Mystic Shield onto Tamurkhan from the Herald. Goes off on an 8. I don't think you're in range to stop that either, are you? So, on to Tamurkhan's Horde movement phase. The Trolls have moved up to try a cheeky 10-inch charge on the Morghasts. Don't know if they'll make it, but hold those guys off for a little bit. These guys are just shuffled forward. Don't want to commit them yet because an objective might drop on this line, so these are my options open. The Ogres and Kha'Zix have ran forwards to pin down that Narmor, so at least they can charge off next turn. Tamurkhan just moved up ready to cover both directions depending on where the objective goes. At the end of my movement phase, Nurglings dropped down. Now unfortunately, all the other scenery pieces had models within 9 inches, so I couldn't put them in there because I wanted to try and get some contagion points. But they managed to go down into the forest there. Give Dave something to think about. So onto the shooting phase. Unfortunately, with the vulnerability, these guys are just out of range.
Just? I say that's quite a far out of range.
It was just a little bit, yeah. So onto the charge phase now. I wasn't really knowing about charging these Nurglings, but I think they're pretty well placed to get this objective if it drops in the centre there. So I think I'm going to leave them there for now. The Trolls, however, are 10 inches away from those pesky Morghasts. So I think what we're going to do is try a charge on them. We'll need a 10, however.
No, I've shown you how to do this in the first turn.
8, no.
Oh no, not quite done it.
So there was actually one shooting attack that I forgot, and it is the Toads. They have got a ranged attack. They get 2 shots each, hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. Sorry, 1 attack each, hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. So we'll do their tongue attack now. 1 hit, wounding on a 4, no damage. We'll activate those in the combat phase though. They're already fine where they are, so I don't need to pile in. They get 2 attacks each in combat. I'm hoping to do a bit of damage to these guys because I'm a bit concerned we're going to kill them in a minute. We've got 3 hits and they wound on 4s. No wounds. So on to the Morghasts.
Okay, so the Morghasts are going to hit back. Now, plan is to finish these toads off now. Again, 3 attacks each, nothing's changed. Looking for freeze. So, 2 again have missed.
Ooh.
But we need freeze again to wound. That is 3 wounds. Matt, that is 9 points of damage.
Unfortunately, that is enough to wipe out the Toads.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the beginning of battle round 2, and before we do anything else, we need to find out where the first objective comes down. Now, we rolled d6, and this will come out either between these 2 tiles, the middle 2 tiles, or the end 2 tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see where it's coming down. It's coming down on this tile right here, so we're going to measure that and make sure that comes down in the centre. That's, I'm really happy with that. Very, very happy with that.
So also at the first, at the start of the battle round, the cycle of corruption goes round. So this turn we have got Nauseous Revulsion. Reroll wounds of 6 or more for attacks made by enemy units. That could be handy.
Could be.
But without further ado, let's see who wins the roll-off. 4, 6.
6.
I take it you want to get the first turn, Dave?
I'm going to take the first turn, please, Matt.
Not good.
Okay, so it's the start of my hero phase. I'm going to cast Mystic Shield on my Chain Rasp. So looking for a 6 and +1 to cast because Legion of Sacrament. That's a 11, so that's easily gone off. So they're re-rolling 1s for saves. I'm also, as part of my hero phase, going to use a command point to give my Skeleton Warriors a +1 attack from the command ability on the White King, because I have a feeling they're going to have some Plague Ogres to the face shortly. So preparing ahead there. So the Chain Rasp have moved up. Now what I've had to do is I've had to use my last command point, the command point I started the game with, to make them run 6 because they rolled a 1. Tamurkhan's Horde ability means you're -1, so in effect they weren't running at all. I needed to get within 6 inches of that objective, so I had to blow that command point. The Guardian of Souls attempted to run up behind. Again, he fluffed it, but he's close enough to be buffing that unit. So that's fine. Over on the other side of the board, the Morghast are preparing to charge the Plague Ogres. They are Plague Ogres, aren't they? No, they're not.
Plague Trolls.
Plague Trolls. Plague something. Something Plague. So they're preparing to charge those guys. The Graveguard have shimmied round this objective. They're hoping to potentially shore that up. Obviously, we don't know where the next objective's going to come down, so we'll see where that is. These guys have stayed where they are. Same as the Hex Wraiths, playing very defensively. We'll obviously see how the rest of the turn goes. Okay, so the Morghasts are going to attempt to charge. Let's see if they can do it. They're 3 inches away, and -1 because of silly Tamurkhan Horde rule. But it's fine. 7.
Where do they want to go, Dave?
Worried a little bit with that 1 then. That kind of concerned me. These guys are going to come round this way. There we are, just like that. So the Morghasts, they are tasting blood in this game. They are now in combat with the is it Troggoths?
Bile Troggoths.
Bile Troggoths. So we've got our 6 attacks and we are looking for 3s. That is very good. That is all of them. We are looking for 3s once again. Okay, so 2 have failed, but that is 4 at -2, Matt.
That's a 6+ save. Save one of them.
So that is 9 points of damage.
So, one Bile Troggoth was killed, another's got 1 wound left. They are going to swing back though. They get 3 attacks each. They are hitting on 4s. Any unmodified 6s to hit, however, will do a mortal wound in addition to any other damage. So we're looking for some 6s here. Oh, there's 1. So they take a mortal wound off the bat. And then we do a wound on a 3+. That's 1 more wound. So those, Dave, are -1 rend. What is your save?
My save is 4+, so I'm looking for a 5.
Which is not. That does 2 damage.
So that's 2 damage, but I get a 5+ save against that mortal wound that you did to me.
Alright, okay, cool.
So this is for the mortal wound. Failed that as well. So that is in total 3 points of damage to my Morghasts.
So just actually double checked, and it's the infected vomit, not the close combat attack. So they've only taken 2 wounds, the Morghast. But critically, the Troggoths are still alive.
And with that, that is the end of my turn. Flying through these turns at the moment, because I've got guys within 6 inches of the objective, and it is turn 2, I score 2 victory points. So yeah, getting off to a good start. Let's see what happens in Matt's next turn.
Okay, so we are on the hero phase for Tamurkhan's Horde turn 2. First things first, going to generate some contagion points. I get 3 for having units in my territory. I get 3 because these guys are just in Dave's territory. And then I get D3 for the tree. So a total of 9 contagion points, putting me up to 12, which isn't bad going.
Especially for turn 2.
Not bad at all. So I'm going to use a command point to let all friendly Tamurkhan's Horde units within 28 inches reroll charges.
That could be quite handy for these guys, who I think I've got their eye on these guys, but we'll see what Matt's got up his sleeve.
And then I'm going to cast some spells as well, Dave.
Okay.
So the Herald of Nurgle is going to try and cast the Ether Void Pendulum.
Ah, I forgot you had this endless spell.
So it has a value of 6 to cast. That is off on an 8.
Okay, I'm going to try and dispel that. So I'm +2 to unbind with Archon, and he's just in range.
5, 6, 7, 8.
9.
You haven't...
So 6, 7, 8, yeah.
You've not stopped it.
I've not stopped it.
So the Ether Void Pendulum gets placed fully within 6 inches of the caster. And then it moves 8 inches and it can fly.
Oh.
Every unit it moves over, or is within an inch of at the end of its move, suffers D6 mortal wounds.
D6.
2 mortal wounds.
2 mortal wounds, so that takes this guy down to 2 wounds remaining.
So on to Tamurkhan's Horde movement phase 2. These guys have all advanced. They're near the tree, so they may as well run when they can. They can charge after it within 7 inches of that. So they're in position to hopefully try and get a cheeky charge on Arkham with Tamurkhan and then deal with this skeleton horde. Hopefully if the objective drops there, I've got a load of units that can sweep into it. Nurglings, I'm not sure what they're doing yet. They're going to try a charge, maybe take out the White King. The Plague Bearers have moved up. They're so slow when they're not near the tree. To see what I can do with them. I think this is lost unless I can get some summoning done next turn maybe. The Poxbringers moved in. Maybe try a charge and do some more damage to these. It's a shame that the Pendulum didn't do any more damage on that. So we did actually forget that the Troggoths can heal some damage at the start of the hero phase. So D3 wounds they'll get back, which is handy because they're holding up those guys pretty nicely. 3. Okay, so onto the shooting phase. Just really got my Troggoths in range, so they're going to try and vomit on these Morghasts. So these guys are hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. Any 6s to hit do a mortal wound in addition to any other damage.
Is it hit or wound?
To hit.
To hit, yeah, cool.
So 1 hit there, and they wound on 3s. It's wounded, it is -2 rend.
So that means I have got a 6+ save. Boom. Made it.
Okay, so onto the charge phase. I think we're going to send the Poxbringer in to do some damage on these guys.
Okay, let's see what we can do.
He's got a 9.
So that's easily in. Whereabouts is he going to go?
He's going to go here. Splat.
Excellent. Okay.
These guys could, but they're a bit far away, so I'm not going to charge with them. The Nurglings are going to try a charge though.
Let's see what they roll.
And I'm hoping they can get this White King. 8. Yep.
Ribbit.
Okay, next we are going to go in with the Plague Ogres. They are really close. Let's see if they can get this charge off. 10.
Oh.
Easy.
Now I have given my skeletons +1 attack, so let's hope they can do something if they live. So
then it's Tamurkhan. Now we've kind of pre-measured this. With a 9, I can get what's his name? Arkham the Black. If not, they're going to have to go into these skeletons. Can he do it? He uses command ability, so he can re-roll this as well. 5, 6, 7. He's going to re-roll that.
Double 1.
6.
Oh, so he's not in Arkham, but he is in combat, and I really do fear for my skeletons now.
And finally, I'm going to try a charge with Tzeentch.
We've measured this, Matt.
12 inches away.
To my Hex-Wraiths.
Yep.
So let's see what he rolls. He needs a double 6.
Nope, he can re-roll it because of the command ability.
6.
No. Ooh, but can he? No, he can't get anything else. So no, that is the charge phase.
Right, so Matt's now got to try and work out what he's going to attack with first.
Okay, so first things first, Tamurkhan's going to pile in first. I'm actually going to just move him around this way a little bit, so hopefully that brings him out of range of Ark and the Black. We're going to attack with the Black Cleaver first. Now this thing hits on 3. It gets reroll hits against heroes. Unfortunately, they're just low life skeletons, so you won't get that. But 3 should be plenty for him to do some damage to you. Hopefully. That's 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. 2 wounds. They are -2 rend.
So I don't get saves.
And they do 2 damage each.
So I have 4 deathless minions.
So 6s you ignore the damage.
None. So that's 4 dead skeletons.
4 dead so far.
Yep.
So if we want to take off those dead guys.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put these to one side for now for purposes of battle shock.
Okay, and then next we'll attack you with the crushing jaws. So these are hitting on 3s. Both hit. They are wounding on 2s.
1 misses.
They are -3 rend, and they do D3 damage.
So pass the save.
2 damage. So
2
deathless
damage.
minions.
2 deathless minions. I've got 2 dice here.
Another 2 dead.
Another 2 dead.
And then finally, he will attack with his befouled bulk.
Let me just remove these guys.
So this is the creature now squishing down on these skeletons, hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s. That's not a bad roll. And wounding on 3s. Not bad. That's 4 that go through. They are -1 rend and 1 damage each.
-1 rend. So again, I don't get a save, but I do get deathless minions, which I fail all 4 of them.
Awesome.
So that's another 4 dead, so I will remove them now. After much deliberation between my skeletons and the Morghast, I'm actually going to go with the Morghast next.
Okay.
Because I don't want them to die. They're not summonable. They're not coming back. So I've got to go with them. So I've got my 6 attacks. All of their attacks are going to go on your Troggoths.
On the Troggoths.
I'm gonna ignore your caster for now.
Okay.
Because but then he can summon. No, I am gonna split my attacks.
You're gonna split your attacks. Okay.
I'm gonna split my attacks. I'm gonna do 4 attacks on your Troggoths.
Okay.
And I'm gonna save 2 for your Poxbringer.
Okay. So what do they hit on?
They hit on 3s.
Ooh,
So they're 3 hits. This is on the Troggoths. 3s again.
2 get through.
2. That's 6 damage.
So what's their rend? Because they've got a 4 plus
-2.
So 6s will pass. They pass 1.
Oh no.
And how much damage do they do?
3 damage.
3 damage. So he's got 1 wound left.
No, I shouldn't have split my attack, should I?
And then on the Herald.
On the Herald, I get 2. My remaining 2 attacks. Freeze.
Okay.
Oh, I've made a bad call here, haven't I?
Yep.
Freeze to wound. Oh. That was a bad move, Dave. That was a bad move.
Okay, so I'm going to activate these ogres first because I'm a bit concerned that these skeletons have got quite a few attacks with their ability on him. So he's going to pile in like so. And yeah, they're going to batter some skeletons. The turn they charge, they get to re-roll hits of 1, which is handy. They hit on 4s anyway, so let's hope these guys can do a bit of damage. 1-1. That's good. And then they wound on 3s. That is 5 go through. They're -1 damage, -1 rend, and 2 damage each. I think that's the unit wiped.
So I've got 10 deathless minions.
10 deathless minion saves to make. Yep.
So Matt's very kindly just got these dice ready for me. Let's try and pick these up with one hand. Yeah, they're all dead, Matt.
Ah!
Okay, so the White King, he's my only other unit that is now in combat, so he's going to make his attack back against, make these attacks on the Nurglings. He gets 4 of them with his Tomb Blade, hitting on 3s first of all.
Ooh, that's
never mind. So 2 have missed. We are looking for 3s to wound. 6s do D3 damage. So let's have a look, see what we get.
You have to re-roll successful 6s because of the Nurgle Wheel ability.
Of course I do, yes. So I've got to re-roll both of those. Oh, okay. So -1 rend, 1 damage a piece for those.
Okay, so I take 2 wounds on the Nurglings. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with the Nurglings next. So these guys are going to pile in and do some damage to this guy. They get a lot of attacks, Dave.
Oh
5
dear.
attacks each.
Good grief.
They're hitting on 5s and wounded on 5s, but, you know, massive attacks, they might be able to do something. Not the greatest. Wounds on 5s. 3 wounds, no rend.
3 wounds, no rend. Well, with my White King, it wouldn't matter anyway. But 3+ save.
They've done 1 damage though.
1 damage on the White King.
Deathless minion?
Yep. Nope, still 1 damage.
Okay, so I'll attack with the Battle Troggoths next. They get 3 attacks each and they're hitting on 4s. That's 4 hits. And then they are wounding on 3s. Let's see if I can do some damage here. That's 4 wounds at -1 rend.
-1 rend, that gives me a 5+ save.
Failed 4 of them, that is 8 damage, Dave.
8 damage, Matt. That is 1. One's only had 2 wounds left. So he is dead. In fact...
How many wounds they got each?
They have 6 wounds each.
So that's the unit dead?
So that's the unit dead. That is the Morghast dead. Oh dear. That's... I really shouldn't have split their attacks. I made a very, very bad tactical decision there.
So Nurglings are pesky little things. At the end of the combat phase, they heal any wounds they've taken. And also, on a 2+, that guy will take 1 mortal wound. It's a 1. Ogres also have a similar rule. Any units within 3 inches of them at the end of the combat phase, on a 5+ take D3 mortal wounds.
Now, we've measured this, haven't we? Not only is the White King in range of this silly ability, but so is my General.
So the White King on a 5+ takes D3 mortal wounds. Nope. Arkan the Black. No. And with that, I believe it's the end of my turn 2. Unfortunately, I've got no victory points, but in a minute we'll see where the next 2 objectives land. So we're on to the start of the 3rd battle round. Dave is pulling ahead with the victory points, but he's taken a big chunk of the army disappeared from Nurgly goodness last turn.
Damn you, Matthew.
Another 2 objectives will drop down now. Again, one on the edge of Dave's deployment zone, so 12 inches in, and another one 12 inches from my deployment zone. On a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll do the one on Dave's line first. I'm hoping it lands near these Plague Ogres. 1. Oh.
So that means it's going on this tile with all these spooky ghosts.
That's not good. And the other one for central on the table.
So that one's not so great for me.
So also at the start of the battle round of the Nurgle Wheel advances, we're now on Rampant Disease. So I pick D3 enemy units within 12 inches of each other, and each suffers D3 mortal wounds. So I think... decisions. I think I'm going to take out these guys. We'll roll a D3 to see. In fact, I'll roll a D3 first, because if it's only 2, I might try and take the Guardian of Souls. It's 1. I'm going to do it on the White King. D3 mortal wounds. No, it's Graveguard. D3 mortal wounds on them. 3 mortal wounds on the Graveguard.
Okay, so we're now rolling for priority for the start of battle round 3. I could do with this.
5.
4. I don't have it.
I'm going to take the turn, Dave.
Matt's taking the turn. Oh dear. It does mean I get to move your pendulum, but I think it just moves in a straight line anyway.
It just moves 8 inches. So next turn it'll be off the board.
Damn it. Right, let's see what Matt does in turn 3.
So first things first, I'm going to get my contagion points now. Thankfully, I've got rid of the stuff in my deployment zone. So I get 4 for this end. I get 3 for Dave's end. Put me on, what's that, 7? And I get D3 for the tree. 3, so that's 10 contagion points, which puts me on a load of contagion points. Should be good to summon some stuff. I'm not going to use any command abilities yet. I'm going to bank my 1 command dice because I've got plans for it. I am going to try and cast a spell though. I believe that you're in range to try and stop this with, not Arkan, but your Guardian of Souls is in range to stop it. I'm going to attempt Foul Regenesis to move the Nurgle Wheel around to give myself a bit more movement. Goes off on a 7. 6. Failed. So, with Dave having that objective in his backfield, I thought I'd best get this guy moving towards the edge to try and teleport him in a future turn with a command point.
This is the Ooh, where's my finger? This is the board edge here.
Yeah,
The
so
extra tiles.
potentially next turn I could teleport him and put some threat on that other objective.
Okay.
And then kind of middle with Dave's deployment zone, everyone's really surrounding Arkan. Tamurkhan's going to lick him with his tongue and then charge in, as are the ogres, tie up that White King for the rest of the game really. He's going to have to do some serious killing to get through them. Originally I was going to send the Plague Bearers forward to claim Dave's objective, but not being able to move the wheel, I didn't think they'd get there. So they've just shuffled back to hold this one because it's worth 3 points to me this turn. On this side, however...
Oh, where have these all come from?
I've used 21 command points to summon 20 Plague Bearers.
Ugh.
The Poxbringer and the Troggos have moved up. Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a fight to take this one back from me, and hopefully they can push through and get the other one in future turns as well.
Yeah. So I've still got this one here. That one, though, you've now got.
So Tamurkhan is going to add insult to injury by licking Arkan the Black himself.
I hear he doesn't taste very nice. Are you sure you want to do this? Oh, you are Nurgle. I mean,
Nurgle don't care.
What is taste to Nurgle?
Exactly. So 4+, he's hit. 4+ to wound. He has wounded. There's no rend, but this does D3 damage.
Yeah, it can. So he's okay. So is that the end of your shooting turn?
It is indeed. Let's do some charges. Okay, so both these units are 3 inches away. I think I'll start with Tamurkhan and get him to try and get a charge in on Arkan. Easy. And the ogres are also going to try and charge. 9.
Easy.
Now what I'm going to do here is put an ogre on there and then move these guys in. And Tamurkhan's going to go in like that.
Not looking great for Arkan the Black.
So start the combat phase. I've got to go with Tamurkhan. It'd be a shame not to. So we can strike down this filthy wizard. So we're going to strike with the Black Cleaver first. He gets 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. He gets to reroll hits against heroes, which is handy.
Which I am a hero.
So 3s. Oh, good job I had that reroll. He has hit with all 4 of them. He wounds on 3s. Wounded with 2, this is -2 rend.
So 6+ save. Nope.
That is 4 damage in total, so your deathless minions. Takes 4 damage.
4 damage on Arkan.
So next we will attack with the Crushing Jaws. This hits on a 3. 1 hit. It wounds on a 2. It is -3 rend, which I think goes through your armour.
Goes through my armour.
And does D3 damage. 1 damage, which is deathless minions.
Yeah, let's try and do that. Nope.
So how many have you taken now?
So I have taken 5 now, I think. I took 4 from that initial barrage, plus another 1.
We'll go with the Befoul Bulk next. This is hitting on 4s.
6 wounds left.
It's not the best attack from the Toad Dragon. But this wounds on 3s. That is 6 wounds, -1.
So they are 5 pluses.
Save 3 of them.
So yeah, so I've taken another 3 points damage. That's 5.
You get
6.
your deathless minions.
Oh, of course, yeah. They're just 1 damage, aren't they?
Yep.
No.
So 8 wounds taken in total. Not a bad showing.
So that's 3 wounds left on Arkan the Black. Okay, so I'm going to go with Arkan because I think those Plague Ogres are going to hurt him. He's going to put all of his attacks on the Plague Ogres.
Okay.
So we're going to start with Zephyr Carr. He gets 1 attack with this, hitting on 3s.
Unlucky.
No, we're not. So we are going to switch dice and we're going for Kenishan. This is again 1 attack, but this one hits on a 4. That does hit. It's a 3+ to wound. It's not a wound. So that's his staff and his sword failing. He's dropped down quite a few tiers, so he gets 3 attacks of his mount, the Ebon Claws. We're looking for 4s.
Oh, he's not much luck here, is he?
Just the 1. This is a 3+ to wound. Oh no! This is all over, really, isn't it, for Arkan? It's all on his spirits now. If I make a hit roll of 6, I do 1 mortal wound instead of normal damage.
Okay.
But we're looking for 5s, preferably 6s. All 6s, please.
Yeah,
Not a single 6. Not a single hit, in fact. So that was really, really poor from Ark and the Black. No damage on anything. What can you say?
So the ogres are going to go in next. I'm going to put one ogre attacking the White King, the other two attacking Ark and the Black. So into the White King, they're hitting on 4s. Because they charge, they can re-roll 1s. Which is a good job.
Ooh.
2 hits. They are wounding on 3s. 2 wounds. They are -1 rend.
I ignore rend with the ethereal amulet. So 3+.
Nope, it's
Plus
fine.
them both.
And then the other 2 ogres attacking Arkan. There's a 1 to reroll. So 4 get through. No, 3 get through, they're 4+. And they wound on 3s. 2 wounds, again -1 rend.
So 5+.
And they do 2 damage each.
So that is 4 deathless minion saves.
You need to make all of these, do you?
I have
3
got
left.
3 wounds left, so I need to make 2 of them. Doesn't make a single one. Ark and the Black is no more again, I guess.
Yeah, he was already dead, wasn't he?
He was technically dead already. He'll be back for future games, but that is the end of my ward. The White King is going to be my next combatant. He's going to direct all his attacks on a Plague Ogre because I think the chances of wiping out a base of Nurgling before they heal back up is very limited. So he has 4 attacks hitting on 3s.
Not on a good day, is it?
2 misses. We're looking for 3s to wound. Well, 6s do extra damage. Okay, so he has wounded twice. That is -1 rend.
-1 rend gives me a 6+ save. 1 goes for how much damage?
Just the 1 damage, Matt.
1 damage taken on the ogre. Okay, so the last thing left to fight are the Nurglings, who are going to go in and see if they can finish off this White King. So 15 attacks, they are hitting on 5s. That's not bad. 5 of them. And they are wounded on 5s. 2 wounds. These don't have any rend, I believe.
It's okay, because he's got a
Oh,
3+ save. He's passed them
Fine.
both.
Now, at the end of the combat phase, however, he's not taking any damage from the Nurgling, so he's safe from them. But the Plague Ogre on a 5+, he takes D3 mortal wounds. He does.
He does.
1 mortal wound, but he can shrug it with his deathless minions.
Which I don't think I've made a single one of yet.
You've been really unlucky, so he takes 11 more wound. So that brings us to the end of my turn 3. With some summoning shenanigans and some bit of movement, managed to get hold of this objective and the objective in the centre of the board, which gets me 6 victory points. Also managed to deal with that bloody Ark and the Black, which thankfully takes out the heavy hitter Curse of Years that I was a bit worried about killing Tamurkhan.
Which I never got a chance to cast. Okay, so we're going to start with Deathly Invocation first. I get to heal D3 models back to this unit because of the gravesite. So let's see how many I get back. I get all 3 of them. So there you go. Awesome. I was also going to do it on the White King as well, but no need because I only lost 3 Grave Guards, so they're back up to full strength. I do gain my command point, which I'm not going to spend. I am going to cast, however, Mystic Shield from the Guardian of Souls back onto the Chain Rasp. So I need a 6. I'm +1 to cast because of my Legion. It's cast. Would you try and dispel? That's 5, 6, 7 on an 8.
8. I'll try and dispel it on a 9 then with my Herald. Nope.
Right, I'm a bit worried about this fella. Kazakh, is it?
Kazakh.
Using the Realm of Shadow to disappear off the board edge and potentially put some hurt on my Guardian of Souls. So these guys are tasked quite simply to take him down. So they've charged up to charge him. Not a lot else over here. White King is well and truly surrounded. The Grave Guard are trying to make a valiant run to back up the Guardian of Souls. The Chain Rasp have moved up to the objective. We've just done a quick measure. I now have more models on that objective than Matt, so I've taken it back. So I don't think I want to charge, but I could do, not sure. We'll think about it. And that is it for movement, really. The Guardian Souls just moved up a tiny bit. So that is the end of the movement phase. Right, I've only got the 1 charge to declare because I've decided not to do it with the Chain Rasps. I am going to try and charge
5 inches away.
Kazakh. Let's see what we do. -1 to charge because of Tamurkhan's Horde.
Yeah,
they've
they're
done
in.
it.
So 8 inches in.
So the Hex Wraiths are going to put a whole heap of pain on Kazakh the Befouled, and they are hitting on 4s.
Some 6s there, Dave.
So
Are they 6s to wound or 6s to hit?
it's unfortunately 6s to hit. Now, we discussed this off camera. Normally this is really good because 6s do a mortal wound, but Kazakh has a really stupid mortal wound save. So they are mortal wounds, so we'll come back to those.
Yep.
So 3 normal hits. These are 3 pluses to wound. So that is 2 at -1.
-1, gets a 4+ save. He didn't. They 1 damage each.
1 damage each.
So he takes damage from them, and then mortal wounds he ignores on a 4+.
Oh, so it's, yeah. So
It's the same.
Oh,
He's taken
okay.
6 wounds. He's got 1 wound left.
1 wound left, and I get to fight with my horses. That's okay. So that many hits, but we need some 5s here, Matt. We need some 5s.
Oh, that's a few.
Oh, so 3, but you get your full save.
3 3+. Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
Oh, yes. Now, interestingly, because I have destroyed an enemy unit on a 4+, I can bring back a summonable unit thanks to the Legion of Sacrament.
Ooh.
Now, this could be a game changer, Matt. A game changer. But it's not a game changer because I've rolled a 1.
So I go with the ogres next. I'm gonna struggle, I think, I can get him in. Get him in there. But the third guy's not going to be in range to attack there. So 2 of the ogres can attack. They get 3 attacks each. They're hitting on 4th. They're not re-rolling 1s now because they haven't charged, which is not great. They do, however, wound on 3s though, and they do quite a bit of damage. So that's 3 wounds at -1. You don't take rend.
Nope, so I'm looking for 3s.
That is 2 damage.
2 damage, 2 deathless minion saves. Nope. With 1 wound remaining, the White King stands valiantly. He's going to try and kill an ogre.
Kill an ogre, okay.
So 4 attacks, hitting on 3s.
It's a few hits.
Wounding on the same figure, but what we really want is we want 6s for that tasty D3 damage.
There's
Okay,
a 6.
so those 2 have failed. That is -1, Matt.
It's a 6+ save for the ogre. She doesn't make.
D3 damage. 3 damage.
Unfortunately, he's got 1 wound left. I'll have to kill him.
Gutting.
So the Nurglings are last to attack. They're going to see if they can finish off this White King. So 15 attacks hitting on 5s, and then these will be wounding on 5s. He's only got 1 wound left. Can they do it? Maybe.
Oh.
3 saves to make.
3 saves of 3+.
Yeah, okay.
He's still alive.
However, on a 5+, he takes D3 mortal wounds from the ogres. Doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Still there.
The White King fights on! Right, not gonna lie, that wasn't a great turn for me. I lost my Morghast, I lost my Skeletons, I lost Arkan. But there is always a bright side, and that bright side is securing these 2 objectives for another turn, which, because we're on turn 3, gives me 6 victory points. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, that puts the score on 8 for you, 6 for me, so you're winning by 2.
Yeah, so we shall move on to Battle Round 4, and we'll roll for priority.
So we are now on the 4th battle round, and the Nurgle wheel has gone round to add 1 to wound rolls for all attack rolls by Nurgle units. That's pretty handy.
Don't like this one. Don't like this one on the wheel.
State of the board at the minute. I think this is a pretty important priority roll we've got coming up.
Yeah.
So let's see who gets the first turn in the 4th battle round. I rolled a 1.
And I rolled a 3.
I take it you on the first turn, Dave.
I'm going to take the first turn, Matt. Okay, so my turn 4. I've now got 2 command points. Yeah, so I really need these guys to live. So I'm going to cast my Mystic Shield once again on the chain rasp, looking for a 6. Yep, that's what we've got.
So I'm going to try and stop that with
it'll be +1, so it'll be 7.
7. Let's try and stop that with the Herald. No, they've got Mystic Shield.
So they've got Mystic Shield. Chain rasps, the back 2 have slightly moved in a bit more, but it doesn't really change anything here. They're holding firm, ready for the onslaught of Nurgle. This fella, though, has stayed within 9 inches, but he's fallen back to lock down this area from any potential Realm of Shadows sneaking off the board. I'm looking at you, Tamurkhan, within 6 inches of the board edge there. The Graveguard have sprinted to shore up this point. And other than that, the White King's still in combat. The Hex Wraiths have are preparing for a turn 5 movement shenanigans. Right, no charges this turn. Because Chain Rasp are going to stand firm. So it's just this combat here, really. With 1 wound left, my White King is at least going to try and take an ogre down.
He can try.
He can try. So freeze and freeze. Ooh. 2 hits. We're looking for 6s. Well, we're looking for freeze, but 6s would be perfect.
Oh.
Tell you what's not perfect.
So I'm going to activate the ogres. Try and kill this guy. He's only got 1 wound left. So they are hitting on 4s. Not great. They're normally wounding on 3s, but because of the Nurgle wheel ability, they're now wounding on 2s. They're wounded twice. Can he make his 3+ save?
Ethereal Amulet for the win!
Or
No.
That is 2 damage.
2 damage. He needs 2 6s to fight on.
No.
He does not fight on. That is the end of the White King. Okay, that's the end of a very quick turn for the Legions of Nagash. Not a lot happened aside from the White King dying, but we have secured ourselves 4 victory points, 8 victory points.
That's not bad. Put you on a total of 16 points.
That's pretty good, Matt, I think. But you have got a turn, and I can see you stealing back at least 1 objective. So let's see what happens.
So it's the start of my turn 4. First of all, I get some contagion points. So I get 4 from my... Oh no, you're in my terrain, my area. So I get 3 for mine, 3 for yours, plus D3 for the tree. So another 9 contagion points, taking me up to 10, which is pretty cool. I've got another command dice. I'm not going to use it to do any teleportation shenanigans because I don't really need to. Again, with the re-rolling charges for Tamurkhan, they're really too far away to do anything this turn. So it's all down to the wizard, really, who's going to do Eruptive Infestation on that unit of Chain Rasp. So this goes off on a 6, and I'll do D3 mortal wounds if it's successful. 6 just. Do you want to try and stop that?
Ah, of course I do, Matt. Of course I do. Guardian of Souls. Ha!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batters it.
Stops. Yes, saves the Chain Rasp from D3 mortal wounds.
So into the Nurgle turn 4 movement phase. These guys have just ran up the field trying to get closer for that critical final turn. These have just moved up, ready to charge the Nighthorns. Hopefully kill some of them and get... I should have that objective now by number of bodies. The other Plaguebearer unit have just shuffled back onto the objective to make sure I've got that one. So let's see if I can do any shooting. So my Troggoths are just in range of being sick on those Chain Rasp. So they've got an attack each, hitting on 3s. Any hits of 6 do mortal wounds. Unfortunately they've not. Wounds on 3s doesn't wound. So onto the charge phase. I want to try and kill some of these Chain Rasp basically. So we're going to charge in with the Plaguebearers. They go 7 inches. So
Now, is it me, Matt, or have you done that on purpose?
I may have done that on purpose, Dave. Yeah, I'm going to try and charge in with the Troggoths as well.
Okay.
4 inches. I'm going to use one of my many command points that I've got to re-roll that. Yep, that's got it.
In he goes. Right, fight phase coming up next. Okay, a big swirling melee over this objective, Matt.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is attack with the Plaguebearers first. I'm not going to pile anyone in really, because in a minute everybody is within 6 inches of that objective.
Okay.
So, they're going to attack. They are hitting on 4s, which is not bad. Normally these guys would be wounding on 3s. Because of the Nurgle wheel, they are wounding on 2s.
That's really good.
That is 7 wounds. You get your save. Ooh, that's very good.
Oh, that's very good. So I have lost 3 chain rasp. Okay, so I'm gonna have just one little pile in. Really, he's just gonna go up to there to give me an extra body in combat. I'm a bit worried about unit coherency, and I want to stay within my buff range as well. Okay, so I have got 18 attacks. Now they normally hit on 4s, but because Plague Bearers have an annoying rule that when you have over X amount of them, you're -1 to hit them, I'm going to be hitting them on 5s. So we need lots of 5s and 6s here. Okay. So I'm going to be wounded on 3s, and because there are more than 10 models, I'm re-rolling 1s. So wounding on 3s. Re-rolling that 1. So that is 4 saves, Matt. They're full saves, no rend.
Okay, so we've got 4 save and 5+. Save 3 of them. How much damage do they do?
Just 1 damage.
Disgustingly resilient.
No.
1 Plague Bearer dies.
I then very quickly have 4 attacks on your Troggoths.
Yep.
So they're not -1
No
to
-1 to
hit.
hit, nope.
So 4+. Okay, and then 3+ re-rolling 1s.
Ooh,
so just 1 full save.
4+ save on the Troggoth. They are fine.
He's fine.
Unlucky. So the Troggoth's going to fight next. Now, annoyingly, I can't get this going to combat, so I'll just move him around there. 3 attacks. He is hitting on 4s. 2 of them hit. Normally these are wounding on 3s, but because of the Nurgle wheel, they are now wounding on 2s. 1 wound.
1 wound, full save of 5+.
No, that does 2 damage. That is 2 dead chain rasp.
2 dead chain rasp. Okay, so due to losing 5 chain rasps, I need to make a battle shock test. Luckily, the champion of that unit is still alive, so I'm bravery 10. So on a 6, I lose 1 model. No, so I'm okay. Now, crucially, Matt, you just pointed out to me that because I've killed a Plague Bearer, although you can't fail, you could potentially get my models back.
Could. On a 1, I get D6 demons returned. No.
No.
So that's the end of my 4th turn, the 4th battle round. I get 8 points from having these 2 objectives because I've got more models than you now, which I believe puts me still slightly behind you. I'm on 14 to your 16. So there's 2 points in it as we go into the 5th and final battle round.
The battle is coming to an end. We're on the beginning of turn 5. Before we roll for the crucial priority, a couple of housekeeping things. So it's really all on this objective, if we're being honest. Although we have got this one here, and we have also got the one over there. You can just about make out, surrounded by Plague Bearers. Tamurkhan is on his way. It's going to be such a close one, this, Matt. You have rolled your Nurgle wheel.
Yes, so it's moved round to the burgeoning. So we roll a dice for each unit within an inch of a terrain feature, which is pretty much just these units here. On a 1, on a 5 or more, the unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Nurgle units heal a wound. So I'll roll from a troll first. On a 5, he gets a wound back. He doesn't. And on a 5, you take a mortal wound on the chain rasp. You don't.
So there we go. That's that sorted. So we're going to now roll for priority.
6, 3. You know what? I'm going to take the first turn.
You're going to take the first turn, Matt. Here we go. Last turn.
Bring it on. So it's all getting a bit tense on the final turn of the game, with the final battle round of the game. First of all, I get some contagion points. 3 from my territory, 3 from Dave's territory, and D3 for the tree. So I've got 17 in total, which will be handy because I'll be able to summon some stuff at the end of my movement phase. Tamurkhan is going to use one of his dice, he's got 2 now, to reroll charges for all units within 28 inches. So he's going to use that. I'm going to use my other command point to teleport those Nurglings. They are going to try and sneak into the space behind the Guardian of Souls. We'll be back in a second to see if they fit.
Matt, I can't see those Nurglings.
No, I had measured and the bases are a little bit bigger than I thought they were. So I could fit 2 and a bit, but unfortunately, because Dave's had some sneaky movement from his Guardian of Souls, I couldn't get the Nurglings down. Not the end of the world though. I've brought them down a little bit closer, potentially get them to move in and charge up in their movement phase, because they get a movement phase as well, which is good. My Herald is going to try some magic to move the Nurgle wheel. He needs a 7, and critically, if I can get this round to the +2 movement, I've got a good chance of taking that objective this turn. It's a 3. That's not cut off. Okay, so the big clump here is where they're in combat. It's kind of going to decide what happens in this battle. Hopefully I can kill some more of those chain rasps. Nurglings have moved up to try and get a charge off and just try and, if they can kill enough of these, claim that objective there, which would be handy. These guys have all moved up, ready to charge and hopefully do some serious damage. I might take some mortal wounds when the charge ends, but I'll take that risk. Over on the other side of the table, I've used all my command points to summon a unit of Plague Bearers within 12 of the tree and outside of 9 of you guys, just to try and pin them and do some damage to them, because they're concerning me in teleportation range at the edge of the board there.
Matt's just reminding me that there are now 50 Plague Bearers on the board. I hate Plague Bearers so much, so much. On to shooting and charges.
Yeah. So onto the shooting phase, we're hoping to lick some skeletons, but they're just out of range, which is annoying.
Is that realm escapability?
It is. It's kind of harassed us both, hasn't it? However, the trolls are definitely in range. They are going to be sick on you. Any 6s do a mortal wound in addition to any other damage. No, 1 hit. They wound on 3s. That is a wound. Can you make your save?
Just a 5+ save. No.
That is D3 wounds. 3 damage.
So that is 3 dead chain rasp.
So onto the charge phase. Pretty much everything's charging that can charge. We'll start with the Nurglings. I'm going to see if I can do a long ball charge and maybe even snag the Guardian of Souls. I think it's too far away. 3, I've used my command ability, so I have to re-roll that, because that's a pathetic charge. 10.
That's much better.
This is good. Can I get... not within half an inch of him, but I can bring them around here onto the objective.
So into the Graveguard, the Nurglings go.
Next, I'm going to go with... I think it's going to have to be the Ogres to free up some room for Tamurkhan to try and make a charge.
Okay.
Problem I've got with the Ogres is if they end their charge within an inch of this forest, they're going to take potentially some mortal wounds on a roll of a 1. Not the end of the world. 10 inches, I'll take that. And you know what, I'll risk the mortal wounds. So he goes there. The other 2 are going to go up here. On a 1 they take a mortal wound. Yeah, they're fine.
Cool.
And then Tamurkhan is going to charge as well. Could do with a decent charge for him. 8. You know what, it gets him in.
So if we just got the 1 charge over on...
Yeah, just the Plague Bearers at the other end of the board.
So if we zip down here...
That's a 9-inch charge. Nope, and they're well outside range of Tamurkhan's ability to re-roll it, so I think the Hex Wraiths get to fight another day.
Okay, so Matt's going with this combat first, and he's going to lead the charge with Tamurkhan.
Yep, it's going to be done really, so I'll pile him in. And he is going to attack with a Black Cleaver, hitting on 3s. Oh, he's not done very well there. Only 1 hit. Wounding on 3s, that is wounded, it's -2 rend.
Goes through my save.
Does 2 damage. Now I think you're in range for your Deathless Minion save.
Yep, so 6s. No, 1.
One's dead.
So one dead Graveguard. So let's take him off. We'll take him off from over here. Okay.
Okay,
Who's
next we'll go with the Crushing Jaws.
Yep.
2 attacks hitting on 3s. Both of those hit. This wounds on 2s. Both of those wound is -3 rend and does
Again,
D3 damage each.
Goes straight through my save.
That's 6, 7, 8 damage.
8 damage.
8
You can grab me
deathless
8
minion
dice.
saves.
So I have made 3 of those.
5 guys are dead.
So 5 dead Graveguard. Okay, 4 Graveguard remaining, but Tamurkhan has not yet finished.
So we've got 12 attacks for Befoul Bulk. This hitting on 4s. Well, it's not the best attack he's ever done, but there's not a lot left to fight there. And wounding on 3s. 3 go through -1 rend. You get a save against
I
that.
get a 6+ save.
Okay. And they do 1 damage each.
So that's 1 Graveguard. Oh, no, sorry. 3 Deathless Minions. That is 2 dead Graveguard. So 2 are still alive. Okay, right. It's a tough one. What I want to go with next. I think it's going to have to be the Chain Rasp. But if I pile in, I will be outside of my +1/2 wound. But they're no longer -1 to hit because I killed a Plague Bearer. I think it's got to be done, really.
There's a lot of stuff in that.
So let's do it. Let's do it. Chain Rasp are going to put 18 attacks at the Plague Bearers, and then 3 of them are going to put their attacks on the Troggoth. But we'll do the Plague Bearers first. So 18 attacks, hitting on 4s. I still have 10 or more models though, so I'm re-rolling 1s.
Okay.
So I need 4s to wound. Re-rolling 1s. So there we go. That's how many full saves you've got, Matt, on your Plague
So
Bearers.
5+. Save 3 of them. And then 1 damage each.
1 damage each.
Disgustingly resilient. 1 more dice.
Just 1 Plague Bearer. And 2, 4, 6 attacks on your Troggoth.
Can you take the Troggoth down? He's been a bit of a pain, hasn't he?
So only the 3 have hit. 4+ to wound. 3 sixes, look at that. Not that it makes an ounce of difference.
4+ save. Yeah, he's
Saved them
fine.
all. So,
Unlucky.
on to your next combat, Matt.
So we're going to pile in with the Ogres next, because if I can kill them, I can get the Nurglings on the Guardian of Souls. So the first guy is going to go there. And then I should be able to get the other guy. Yep. In there. Third one in range. Oops. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. So those 2 guys get 3 attacks each. They have charged, so they're re-rolling 1s to hit. So we are looking for 4+. Re-rolling 1s, which is good because I've not done an awful lot there. 1 hit. Not great. I expected more from the Troggoths. They wound on a 3 though. They do wound. It's -1 rend.
So 6+ save.
That does 2 damage.
2 Deathless Minion saves.
Oh,
1 Deathless
left.
Minion save. 1 Graveguard remains. Whoop. Take him away from there. Okay. 1 guy left. And you know what, I'm going to go straight onto him now because he's all I've got left in combat. So he gets 3 attacks.
Yep. Who's the attacker? I think he's attacking the Ogres to try and kill one of them, or?
He is, yes. He's hitting on 3s. So he's hit twice. But he's wounding on 4s. 1 wound at -1 would have done double damage if it was a 6. So yeah, just -1.
6+ save for the Ogre. Doesn't make it.
1 damage.
It kills him. On a 5+, he comes back to life. He comes back to life with 1 wound.
Oh, irritating. Very, very irritating.
So we'll go with the Nurglings. I wanted to try and get that Guardian of Souls. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to. But these can pile in and finish off this guy. So they get 15 attacks, hitting on 5s and wounding on 5s. That looks like a lot of 5+ers. That is 3 wounds. You get your full save against that though.
3 wounds, full save. They have no rend, so actually I get +1.
5 plus save?
4 plus.
Oh, 4 plus
5 plus
save.
normal, so 4 plus.
Oh, you still lost 2 then?
Still lost 2.
So 6 plus deathless minions on those 2?
No,
he's
dead. He's dead. The Graveguard are slain.
So next we'll go with the Troggoth. Again, I can't pile in because there's no room, but he's going to punch away. 3 attacks. He has hit twice, and he is wounding on 3s. There's 1 wound.
5 plus.
He's
Yes, saved it.
Okay, so we'll go in with the Plague Bearers now. These guys hit on 4s. There's a few hits. And then they are wounding on 3s. That is 3 that go through.
So that's 3. 5 plus saves.
2 more dead.
2 are dead. No deathless minions. End of combat. Right, so that is the end of Matt's turn 5, and it should be the start of my turn 5. But after surveying the battlefield, my plan, I can tell you what my plan was. My plan was to transport the Hex Wraiths from over that side of the board and charge them probably into the back of these Plague Bearers in the hope to kill enough of them to get that objective back. However, because of the absolute onslaught of Tamurkhan's Horde here, I've well and truly lost that objective. I've got no chance of getting that one, and with the amount of points that Matt is ahead, I can't pull it back for even a draw.
So yeah, at the end of my turn, that puts me on 29 points with the 15 I've earned there. Dave was on 16, so he would need all 3 objectives to get it back.
Yeah.
Though, you know, until the last turn, it's been really, really close.
Yeah, I mean, his ability to reroll charge, I think, helped, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've never really used that before. It was pretty handy because it's quite a big 28-inch bubble as well. Really helped with that final charge that got the objective back. It
did. Again, a very close game of Age of Sigmar. Even though I did lose a lot of stuff in turn 2, it wasn't game over. The Realmscape abilities hurt us both.
Yeah, it did.
6-inch range. I'd like to say probably more so me, because my list was built around magic. But never mind, it was still a fantastic game of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Congratulations, Matt. You can just about make that out. Victory to Tamurkhan's Horde. You finally got Tamurkhan's Horde on our YouTube channel, because I know we've had people asking us about it. Here they are. This is what they can do. We hope you've enjoyed the battle, and we'll be back with you very soon. Bye.